Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen. Nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. On behalf of Understand Quran Academy, Hyderabad, I would like to welcome you to our 5th lesson on Understand Quran, Start Understanding Quran and Salah. In this lesson, we will study verses 5 to 7 of Surah Al-Fatiha and also some grammar and a learning tip. So let's start with verse number 5 of Surah Al-Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. إياك, you alone. إياك, you alone. نعبد, we worship. You alone do we worship. And is and. إياك, you alone. نستعين, we ask for help. Nasta'een, we ask for help. You alone do we worship, and you alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Ihdi, guide. Na as ihdi is guide. Na as as-sirat, path. Al-mustaqim, straight. Sirat is path and mustaqim is straight. Guide us to the straight path. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. Sirat is repeated again now. Sirat is the path. الذين, of those who. الذين is those who. أنعمت, you have bestowed favors. أنعمت, you have bestowed favors. عليهم, on them. عليهم, on them. The path of those you have bestowed favors on them. The path of those you have bestowed favors on them. غير المغضوب عليهم. غير, not. المغضوب, those who earned wrath, meaning your wrath. عليهم, on them. غير المغضوب عليهم, not of those who earned wrath, meaning your wrath. عليهم, on them. ولا الضالين. wa is and, la is not. الضالين, those who go astray. ولا الضالين, and not of those who go astray. Make sure you understand each and every word of Surah Al-Fatiha perfectly. You know, it is that surah which is recited 30-40 times every day. It is Kitab. It is very important surah. Simultaneously, from the point of view of understanding Quran, this surah contains words which have come in the Quran more than 8,000 times in the Quran. So it's very, very precious. Let us discuss some of the meanings of the verses. First thing is, we have shown you that formula: ask, evaluate, plan, propagate, to bring Quran into our life, to interact with the Quran. That can be applied to each verse or each part of the verse. And we will take only some parts here. Ihdina, hidayah. Hidayah means to have the correct knowledge. The meaning of ihdina is taken as knowledge. Then, in that case, let us apply that formula. Ask, evaluate, plan, propagate. Where is the knowledge of Hidayah? Where is the true knowledge? It is in the Quran. So if I'm asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala 20, 30, 40 times every day, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, so I should do ihtisab, evaluation. How much time did I spend looking for that knowledge, which is in the Quran? Remember the example of the student who cries, 5 times in 5 prayers in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help him succeed in the exams, but he doesn't go to school nor opens any book. How can he succeed? So he's definitely not sincere in his prayer. So think about every time we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, we should think as to how much time did we spend today on learning Quran or reciting Quran. If you're asking for 25, 30 times, at least we should spend 20 minutes to study Quran. If not, am I sincere in asking? Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim. And we should plan for tomorrow and day after and so on. The other meaning of hidayah is tawfiq, which roughly means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helping us, making us follow that path. Hidayah meaning tawfiq is only for muttaqin. And that is the most important thing. It is not for zalimin, fasiqin, kafirin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, even though Quran is hudal lin-nas, but in Allah la yahdi al-qawm al-zalimin, al-kafirin, al-fasiqin. This hidayah is not for zalimin, fasiqin and kafirin. So if we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the meaning of tawfiq, then also we should ask, evaluate, plan, propagate. Hudal lil-muttaqin, Quran is guidance for muttaqin. That means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has described the conditions of muttaqin. In addition to believing, having faith in the books, in the Prophet, in the ghaib, in the Day of Judgment, they spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also they establish prayer regularly. So how is the condition of our prayers? And how much are we spending in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that we get tawfiq? Let's come to the next verse. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. Path of those you have bestowed favors on them. Who are those people? Anbiya, Siddiqeen, Shuhada, Salihin. Right now, just to be brief, I'm taking the class of prophets, and in that, the top prophet, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What was his path? What was his path? For which we are asking every day. His path was to practice whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, and propagate this message, and do tarbiyah and tazkiyah of the people who followed him, who accepted him, and implement whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked him to implement. So when we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let us evaluate what is our situation in terms of these four areas. How much are we practicing? And how much are we propagating this Islam, the message of Islam? We have to convey this message of Islam to 8-9 billion people, non-Muslims on this earth. How much time are we spending on this? How much money are we spending on this? How much organized efforts, because it cannot be done by individuals, how much team effort are we doing to spread the message of Islam? Are we serious in asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim? And also tarbiyah, how is our condition? And tanfiz, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with in the areas that we can implement Islam, how much are we trying to do that? And at our homes, in our society, or whatever. So ask, evaluate, plan, propagate in all these four areas. Now let's go to next verse. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ. Not of those who earned your wrath. Who are those people? Those who know the truth but still do not follow it. I should evaluate also. Did I fall into trap of such people? Am I following the path of such people? If so, why? Evaluate. Because of bad friends or bad things that surround me? And try to avoid it. Plan and propagate. وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ. Not of those who go astray. What is the level of my awareness, knowledge? Do I have the Quran, the book of guidance in my home, and still am I leading the life of those who do not have knowledge? Who go astray? Those who do not have knowledge, and I have the book. What percentage of this book am I aware of? Evaluate, plan, and propagate. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase our knowledge, Rabbi zidni ilma, and also implement, help us